Believe we should be good to start.
Okay.
Uh,
Yep. So we're going to kick this off. What we're asking is everyone, if you could please stay on mute. This is being recorded. So if you do not consent, please feel free to drop off. However, what was I going to say? Copies of this will be sent out afterwards. Um, if you can hear me okay, please, could someone just like react, give me a thumbs up, or just give me an okay in the chat? I would appreciate it. Just let us know our audio is coming through okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Connor. And then also, as I said, we will be going through this presentation, but if you do have any questions, if you hit that chat button on the bottom, or if you're in the live stream, comment on that. We will be monitoring both and addressing your questions as they come up. Okay? So thank you for joining us today with ConversionBox. We're going to be going through AI guided selling, turning any visitor into a buyer. So I'm Sean, I'm a CRO specialist here, and I'm joined by Satish, our co-founder
every-
and CEO.
everyone.
So we'll be guiding you on this journey today. We're looking forward to it. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to look at where shopper intent gets lost, and then go into why searches, filters, and recommendations stop short of the decision, how AI guided selling connects shoppers to the right product, turn product questions into purchase confidence, grow cart value without adding more decision friction, and then wrapping it up with building a product intelligence, measurement, and 90-day rollout plan. So we're going to address the issue and then give you a 90-day plan to help you correct it. Okay. So you got to think about it like, where is your budget going? Is it a traffic problem or a guidance problem right now with your stores? So most businesses, they spend heavily to get visitors to their site, and then they hand them a catalog. So getting the visitor there, it's not just enough. You want to make sure once they're there, they're getting the relevant information surfaced to them to give them an informed decision, to give them the confidence they need to complete their transaction. So basically, right now, if you're dumping all your money into marketing, you're getting them to your site, you're handing them a catalog, and you're like, good luck, take care. The rest is on you. What the customers actually need is they're going to be then faced with thousands of products, technical specifications, complex navigation, poor search results, filters they don't understand, and they're going to be overwhelmed by choices. So the key message here is you want to be getting someone to your website. It's not the same as helping them buy. So let me give you an example. So I had recently purchased a new tablet and I was hoping to do some game streaming from it, but I realized that tablet only has a USB-C port, not your typical USB port. And I was like, okay, how am I going to resolve this issue and can I resolve this issue? Is there a streaming card that I can get or a capture card I can get that'll work with this tablet? So I went to Gemini, I asked them, like, hey, here's the tablet I have. Here's what I want to do. Here's the service I want to use. Is it possible with the capture card? And it said, yes, but you need this specific type of capture card. So then what did I have to do? I had to go to a site like Best Buy, look through their catalog, their inventory. There was no easy way to search to see which capture cards had the capabilities I need to stream from that tablet. So there was a lot of investigative work on my end, a lot of friction, a lot of questions. At one point, I drove into the store because I felt more comfortable speaking to an in store rep. The in store rep told me it's not possible. I went home, I did more searching through Google. I found out it was possible, had the guidance I needed to confirm the purchase, picked up the capture card, and it did work the way I needed it to. So there was a lot of friction in that process. The site layout didn't help. The product descriptions didn't help me. I really was scrambling to get all the information I needed to be an informed decision maker and how can I say customer. And I really took on a lot of doubt. And I was lucky with that purchase. Sometimes people aren't that lucky; it could uh, result in returns. So I just wanted to use that example to highlight there is still friction there. That once someone knows that a product is capable for them, that how can I say it? There is a product that is going to meet their need, but sometimes finding that product, locating it on the site, going to purchase it, there's a lot of friction there and there's a lot of unanswered questions depending on how your e-commerce stores are set up. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. So here, the session about, we're going to be talking about turning any visitor into a buyer. So you want one outcome, more shoppers reaching the right product and more of them finishing the purchase. So think about it. When the customer arrives, they arrive with a need, not a product name. Like for me, I said, I know I needed a capture card. I didn't know which one, but I knew the capabilities I needed. So what's breaking today is no route exists from the way they describe the problem to the way your catalog is organized. So I wasn't able to go into a Best Buy catalog and say, I need capture cards that have USB-C capabilities for video output. That was I couldn't search that on their site. So, like I say, when you're finding, you want the right product, not just any product. So what's breaking today is the relevance returns a longer list. The comparison work stays with the shopper. So in my case, I had to be going through multiple different capture cards on their site to find the one that had the capabilities that I need. So I was digging through all of the descriptions. There was no AI tool there to assist me. And then it results in buys. So when that last question is answered. So what breaks today is one doubt about fit, delivery, and it returns and it ends the session that was ready to convert. So, like I said, that first time when I was going to make that purchase, I was like, I didn't feel comfortable. I wanted to go into the store to speak with an expert in store. And then I found out still the expert in the store wasn't that expert I needed. ChatGPT or Gemini was correct in that case. So, in the next hour, every slide after this and the ones attached to one of these, it's going to attach to one of these three moments. So, here's the main areas we're going to focus on and then dive into in the course of this webinar. So, how to position it internally? This is a revenue capability, not another chatbot. So, this matters when you take it to your board because these two get fundamentally very different. So, think of it, this is not a chatbot. It's not bolted onto the corner of the page answering questions. It's not a personal widget where it's not reshuffling what your visitors already saw. And it's not an AI feature. So, you announce it and then you measure in conversions. What is this? This is a decision layer. So it's sitting between the search and the checkout, and it's going to help guide your users. Or it could be a translator, turning a stated need into a short list that they can act on. And it's a revenue line. So you can measure in revenue per eligible sessions. So this is the test. So if it can't be seen in a revenue per session, it was a feature and not a capability. Okay, we can go on to the next one. So now we're going to focus on the handoff problem. So AI recommends your brand, shopper still leaves. So one customer request, three storefronts, there's no useful answer. So there's a request like, I need a phone with a great camera and a long battery for travel. So we know what the product is, and we know two things that are required for the person to want to purchase it. So on the storefront, there's a site search. So it's matching the query against product titles. However, one thing that could break it, none of the titles contain travel. So as you see there, it's not showing any search results. Or the storefront number two is a category navigation issue. So it sends them to phones, but it's ordered by bestsellers. It's not reflecting their need. It's not showing camera capabilities or the battery life. So 47 unranked products, and it's ignoring what this one customer is saying, what they need and what they're focusing in on. And then issue with storefront number three, the filter panel. It offers 20 attributes. None of them is travel, all day, battery requirements, thing of that nature. So the filters aren't fitting what the person is searching for. So in the bottom line, all three mechanisms assume the shopper can already name the product. Okay. So here's the real gap. The product existed. It's just the path to it did not exist. So suitable products were in stock, but there was nothing connecting the shopper's words to them. So it was ignoring and disregarding keywords within that search. So what the shopper said, great camera, long battery, travel. There was no route, but in stock the whole time, there was an iPhone 15 Pro for $1,000, rounding up. So you see it has the 48 megapixel main sensor, 23-hour mixed use battery, 107 grams for the weight. So all those things were there, but there was no layer to connect the customer's intent, the customer's search, with the product features that match that. So in this thesis, qualified shoppers leave when the intent cannot connect with the product intelligence. Okay, so now I'm going to hand it over to Satish, and he's going to dive into where shopper intent gets lost and 5 leaks that you have to measure.
All right. Thanks, Sean. So, just want to highlight the important point that if you have any questions, please let us know. Don't wait till the end to get started. Those questions, so stop us every now and then to ask those questions. So, so we see that when a shopper comes to your site, there are some scenarios, like at least 5 areas that we see that their intent is not being measured in a way, and that's where they exit the site. Let's see those things one by one. Uh, Before we jump onto those things, I also want to highlight some of the important framework in terms of e-commerce visitors, what type of visitors they are. The first one is the visitor type knower. They know what to buy on your site, and they'll just type in the SKU number and they buy it, or the product name, they buy it. The second one is the explorer type. So they don't know what product they want. Sometimes they have a specific need and they just type those things and they buy it. And the other one is they want some kind of a recommendation, like they are having more technical knowledge but not sure what product to use. So, so they are advisor seekers. So most of the e-commerce sites are designed for the knower type. They know what product to buy. That's how they have designed the site. For the exploration and advice, they have to use the global search like Google or ChatGPT to find it out. But it is better to make a site that solves problems for these two visitors also. And the other important thing is search is also becoming a conversation now. Like if you look at a few days back, few years back, people used to just come to your site, just type running shoes. Now they type like a scenario, like I run 20 miles a week and with a knee discomfort. They are looking to solve the problem, like they're giving more like an real world scenario kind of questions, and they're looking for answers from your site. The reason is previously they were getting trained from Google search. People used to do the search, how they searched in Google. Now they are using ChatGPT, and they wanted similar experience how ChatGPT is providing. They explained the real world scenario and they wanted a response similar to that. They want a response on your site too. So that's why right now the search is becoming more like a conversation than a keyword query. So the 5 important moments that we see that each companies lose out their shoppers intent or all these 5 areas. One is the search. Obviously, uh, search is still keyword based, and the it doesn't understand the language or the intent of the user, and there is a we are losing it. And also, whenever you see a zero results page, it is something that tells the use that the user is not served properly for the keyword they searched. So that's another area, zero search results. And the other one is when someone clicks on the category, you are ranking based on the popularity of the product rather than the intent of the users. That's another big area issues. And the other one is the product page. You get I have seen lot many choice given to a user on the product page. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. So too much options given on the product page, and you lose the intent of the user. And the last one is the cart page. Definitely, people have at last minute some doubts around whether the store has any 30 days return policy. Can I, if it doesn't fit, what will I do? Those kind of questions people generally have, last minute questions. So, those questions should also be answered. If you understand the user intent, you'll be able to answer those questions easily. So all these leaks can be measured and you can easily fix those things with the help of AI these days. So the first thing is, as I said, the measuring criteria is obviously these are the 5 sources of measuring criteria. One is the site search queries, how many people are using your site search, what kind of queries they're asking on your site. You can measure it and see those whether those tags, the how the terms are being used. You can optimize your site for that. Similarly, zero search results, you can see what can be redirected, what can be fixed. You can do that. Similarly, chat questions and analyze what kind of chat questions are received on each of the product pages. So try to publish more information about the product or give some easier option for them to make a decision on the product, like comparison, those kind of things. Similarly, support tickets and return reasons. The other important area you can trace is return is if you can see a lot of returns because of the size mismatch, you could see there is a need for fixing the sizing fitment problem. So try to measure these kind of data from these sources. To begin with, always the most easiest thing, which with less um, expense that you can fix is the zero search results. Analyze that and fix those issues first. So let's see why traditional commerce misses the shopper intent. As I said, search finds product based on the keywords right now. But what shoppers needs is the guidance to choose the right product. Search answers what you have. Like when somebody is searching for any best travel light, which is $300 less, balanced for it is going to show you some 47 ranks with the six attributes. But what I need is an my criteria like for travel and low light, strongest low light, and with the value of less than $300. So that's a guidance, I would say. So that's how it is failing. And similarly, if you take personalization, generally, personalization uses the order history, uses what product they're clicking, they decide, but it doesn't understand the intent. But if you use the search, what keywords people are searching, what scenario they're searching, you could easily understand the user intent and show the products. So again, this is done easily with products like us, like our platform called ConversionBox can identify the user intent. So, but that is critically important for personalization also should work based on the user intent. Similarly, as I said, relevance narrows the options. Like if a user is searching for a product based on the data point, uh, whatever is more relevant to the keyword people used, it is going to rank them based on that. But that's not the case. In reality, what they wanted is the right product for them. So with the AI approach, you can see it can eliminate the constraints the user is putting. I need a jogging shoe uh, because I run for 20 kilometers or 20 miles on every week. So those kind of constraints, it puts it on the result and eliminates the unwanted results and chooses what is best for me. Whereas the other one is it chooses whatever is relevant and rank them based on the attributes too. So the biggest opportunity, if you could see, is this kind of solutions would be very useful for products in industrial equipment, HVAC, furniture, auto parts, sporting goods, electronics. So wherever you see a large catalog with accessories, compatibility, multiple variations, these kind of AI tools would be much effective in making the user to find the right product for them. So yeah, gated selling is very effective for those kind of users. The second one is also people miss out is decision guidance. Like people think all these tools like AI chatbot and this kind of AI guidance from search is some kind of an additional feature, but the way people should think is around like a decision guidance layer. So it should understand the user's goal and qualify and eliminate the options that is not required and cut short like whatever that is required and explain the product that they have chosen for a reason. So that's how the design guidance should be there. And As I said, what is guided selling is understand the user, understand the shopper intent, guide them with follow-up questions if you can. If it needs more information, it can ask a follow-up question or narrow the result and recommend the right product with a reason and convert them. So this is what AI guided selling means. Any questions? Not yet. So let's take how a shopper intent that you identified now by fixing the leaks and having the gated shopping assistant. It can help to find the right product. Let's see that. So what gated discovery turns the needs into requirement. When somebody searches with the need, it n- converts those needs into requirements. Like for example, when somebody says, "I need a camera to travel camera first, all day battery under $1,000." It understand for a travel, a camera should be less than 200 gram, and the low light score should be greater than 85, capacity should be greater than 400 milliamp, and the price should be between 700 to $1,000. It converts all those the whatever the user has given into queries like an requirements, and then it applies those filters and searches on the search results. So it's similar to how ChatGPT works. Like the scenario is broken into multiple queries and then searched in the results and filter out the results for you. So as you know, the traditional search is built around keywords. AI search is not built around the keywords. It builds around the natural intent, natural language of the user. So keywords generally describe the query. Intents describe what the customers are doing. If he is looking for a travel based camera, he is looking for a travel. So whatever products you suggest, whatever that you recommend, is should be more relevant to the travel side for the user rather than the keyword based things. So, in our opinion, just not shopping assistant will fix the problem. You need a proper solution that handles to both sides, like AI search and AI shopping assistant, because people will still go to the AI search and search for the products rather than shopping assistant. So both tools, the AI should be more relevant and should be able to guide the AI user to the right product. So it should work in parallel as an complement to each other. So this is again, as I said, a guided experience, a shopping assistant. In a way, like you could see, a user is looking for a pump that is a corrosive chemical around 40 gbm, and the system should ask some follow-up questions if it needs more clarifications. It can ask the follow-up questions, and then it recommends the right product for them with the reason why it is required. It is recommended for you. Similarly, search that speaks this like if as I said, any search that if you see that the search should work with the shopper's language, there will be some kind of an synonyms for shopper might be using or missile spelling should be using. So the search should understand the user's intent, correct those issues or understand the synonyms, and then apply the AI's results. So that's why if you look around, good phone for travel photography with strong battery, there might be some search results that might come for you, but mostly it will be zero because many of the phones will not have this kind of a travel photography or some kind of information around strong battery. So something like that with all these keywords in one search result will not come. But if it is going to be an AI based driven, it would be able to show the best ranked results. The other easiest win, as I was saying, was the zero results. Problem was not that you don't have the inventory, it is because the system cannot understand what the user is looking for and it is showing zero results. You can easily fix those issues with AI based search. And similarly, also if you look around the filters, that also cannot work in many situations. The reason is when somebody is saying for travel budgeted camera with battery storage, those keywords would not be available in the filters because these filters work like an attribute to the product, like camera size, phone size. That's how the filters would be. So the filters will not work how this AI search understand the users. So that's why, as we were saying, the conversational search captures the contact and shows the right product for the user. What it does is basically understand the user's question and breaks them into multiple queries and show them the results based on the queries. Any questions? Okay. So the other important aspect is you can also test this on your site. Ask something that how your customers would be asking questions in ChatGPT, like uh, what is the best running shoes for my running shoes under $1,000 or under $200. Search for some kind of real world scenarios and see how your site is showing results. Similar to that, you can do a quick test around how your site is answering the products. Is it filtering the products based on the site criteria you are given? And then you can decide how to optimize the site. So our recommendation is always rank based on the user's goal and mission rather than the shopper's relevance ranking algorithms. So understand the user's shopper's need and your stock and whatever profit margins and then business rules you can apply at the later stage. But start with the user's intent, show them the right products on the first place. So any AI salesperson or any AI tool should answer these must questions like will it answer what should I buy? Will it be able to answer is this fit my requirement? What is the difference between two similar products? Is it compatible with what I own? Should I choose this one or that one? People might be confused. What else do I need? Like to make this purchase, what are the other information I need? Would be another question. User might be asking like 30-day return policy or money back guarantee, something like that. They want last minute questions to be answered. So yeah. Uh, the other important thing, as I was saying, the decision layer is the trust layer. It should explain why a product is recommended for the user. Suppose in this weak AI that is not right fit, based on the user criteria, it will just show the product. But a very good AI will just show the product along with the reason why it feels that this will be the right product for the user. So, in our opinion, recommendation with the reasoning is of great confidence, and it avoids hallucination from these tools. So, this is again a traditional industrial commerce way to show how people search. Now, how people would be searching with AI, like with the flow rate, horsepower, temperature. These are the additional elements they will add it in the search queries now to find the right product for them. So the next topic is around the turn product's interest into purchase confidence. So this is more like an important element, like when you understand the user's intent, you need them to buy or add an item to the cart. So in any case, in any scenario, if you look around, the one simple unanswered questions, people will exit. So the question like, will this work with what I want? Um, it solves the problem of compatibility. Similarly, if there is a question that answers like will it actually arrive, uh, when it will arrive, a delivery date from the live inventory is again important. So similar to what a session, all the question needs to be identified before the user makes a purchase. That's what we recommend. And similarly, carry this requirement across the journey. Like when you identify user's intent, try to carry across the pages, like from search, category, product page, and cart page. And you need to eliminate the unwanted products from with the applying these requirements. And similarly, answer from your data, not from the guesswork. This is again an important element for AI tools. Like there are many times you could see the hallucination happening from AI tools. The basic reason is if a question is being answered to the user, if the system is not sure, it might hallucinate with an information from another product and return it on the website. So I would say shopping assistant is something like it should recommend a user with the product, and if it's not having enough information, it should not recommend anything because a guesswork based recommendation will is a liability. So try to cite the source why that product is recommended for the user. So the other one is the comparison page. You could see you can have a similar feature similar to what I show that will identify the best for product, price, performance, and key advantages. It can highlight and show those kind of comparisons easy for an user to make a decision. Similarly, as I said, you can end the confidence with one obvious action like not responding to the right time, or you can ask the user to push from the intent to the add to cart section. Uh, Nothing competes with it visually. So, well, as I said, whenever user decides or about to make a purchase, make him to add an item to the cart because uh, closer to the setup, they will be scared and they may not buy it from a site. So, add an item to the cart, complete the setup, and fourth is the closest alternative. Like, what is the closest alternative? Sorry. So the third and the most important topic is turn purchase confidence into a complete cart. Because people would be searching for a product, they might be recommended with the right product for them, and you're answering the questions for the product, pre-purchase questions. But how do you make an user to complete the product purchases? As I said earlier, we said earlier, users buy for outcomes, not products. So if you could see that one major shift is nobody wants a phone. They want usable photos from your 2 week trip with battery lasting days on the picture safe. So they wanted to solve a real world problem, and the AI tools will be able to recommend the real world problems, solutions to it. The phone product they asked for, it's a simple question. The product they asked for, the power bank to the battery, lasts for a shooting day, productive case, and cloud storage. All these things are the outcomes that are required for selecting the product. And most important thing is gated selling also raises order value because since it understands the user intent, it can recommend more products, better products that are aligned with the product's purchase. So it will also help you in improving the AI gated selling improves the order value. And the other important thing is the bundle solution or predictive bundles for the full solution. If the user is able to be identified based on this based on the user intent, then we can recommend a full solution like hey, people who buy this product will also buy this or the entire product from your site. And again, that solves the problem for users, and it recommends write more products to them, and they will make more purchase on the site. Um, as I said, these are the four important movements that you don't need to lose. Whenever there is an out of stock, the response should be immediate and say the closest match on the screen differences and stated. Similarly, the moment the deployed delivery, like after completing the project, in-stock alternatives should be notified. Like if there is any, if there is going to be any delay in delivery, you can recommend them alternative product for them. If there is incompatibility or any over the budget, those things can be easily shown through the AI tools. And similarly, you can earn the add-on, as I said, protection and capacity, all these things you can earn when there is a real need for that similar kind of questions, or there are products being returned on your site. You can add these kind of questions. So let's look into the last and final topic is more on the, let's look how the product intelligence AI ready inside your store. So So the first one is retrieve, reason, and prove. So the first one retrieves the information from your systems, and then it confirms the responses provided on the website is real or not, and then prove it. The source, so that the answers can be checked. The Similarly, the translation gap. Your store facts, shoppers decide in outcomes. Uh, so. Um, So try to have more information to the user, or if not, if you can see the chat and ask what kind of questions users are asking, and try to answer those questions in the product page or as an information to the CA chat solution to make a user to make a decision much easier. Um, so some of the gaps, knowledge gap that we see in the product page and the product descriptions is more on the compatibility, whether this is will work with what I want. The layer of decision layer turns up the product. Similarly, real world use um, like how this will look like in real users. If you can read some of the real reviews, you can try to get those in the product page and show those things. Similarly, what is the cost to maintain it? Does it fit my size? Sorry, size or situation? Is there any limitation that I should be aware? These are some kind of information people generally need to know before they make a purchase. So that's what we recommend. And similarly, if you look around, you can easily run a query on your site. Just log into your the search backend and see how many products are being recommended by search. How many products are able to answer the questions that are created on the support desk or help desk or email chat. If there are 62% of answers being answered by the AI tools, then you are in a good shape. But in many cases, the results are written like only 10 to 20% are able to answer those questions in the chat. So as I said, you can easily close the gaps, identify the customer reviews, publish them, identify the support tickets, add them in the website, explaining the reasons, or um, use an AI tool to automate these kind of process. As I said, create product manuals. With the product manuals, you can create compatibility, maintenance setup, all these things. And similarly, sales conversation and return reasons are slowly misunderstood, and it's already coded. The prove value and move to deployment, the numbers, then the plan. As I said, you can measure how your search and your AI guidance is there by looking into the zero results recovery, how much time the user is taking to add an item to the cart from the product page, your conversion rate, and the revenue per eligible session, how much you will cost per eligible session, and return rates. What are the products being returned and why it is being returned? Analyze that so that you can improve the conversion rates. So this is a simple plan we recommend. Uh, so people who wants to try the gated selling, they can analyze your existing zero search results query, identify on what pages you're losing what are the user intents that you're losing, and pick one area and fix it. Mostly the zero search results can be easily fixed, and the file leaks that we talked about can be fixed. And if there is any way that you wanted to review or score any responses based on the previous response from the human, you can similarly enrich those recommendations and the users with the product informations. And once you identified and fix or enrich the product contents, you can then launch the site and measure how it is performing. um, yeah, revenue report revenue per eligible season. So try to analyze what search results are coming and how it can be improved. So as I said, the future of e-commerce site is going to have an AI salesperson. It's called AI gated selling. So so people who have attended this session, we are not only here, even in LinkedIn, we are giving an free session around free audit report. So people who wants to take this audit report, see how your guided selling is, you can click onto the link and submit the form to get it. So we'd be happy to jump in a call and explain how we can help you with your conversational search, AI shopping assistant, smart filters, product finder, all these things we can help you with. Any questions? All right, seems to be good. Sean, do you want to add anything?
No, I think you covered everything. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for your time. Hope we have made an good effort in explaining about the AI gated selling. Would be happy to connect with you in another call, and we'll share this recorded webinar and presentation shortly. Thank you. Thank you, guys.